Who was paying attention to the big election last week? Ooh, local primaries. Isn't that a lot of fun? I'm decently political. I pay attention to what's going on, and I generally don't find a lot of political messages particularly swaying. Debates and television ads. But one thing I really buy into and follow very diligently is those little signs that people put in their yards. So that's why I ended up voting for We Do Metal Roofs for governor. And that's why I got Leo Armbruster to do my lawn. People say that your eyes are the window to your soul, which explains why birds have been slamming into my face for the last week. I'm not Amish.
No?
A lot of people look at me and they think I'm Amish, but I'm not Amish. If anything, between myself and the rest of the comics that you're going to be seeing this evening, I'm like 4th or 5th in level of looking Amish. But so I'm not Amish, but I like suspenders. I dig a pair of suspenders. I think they're way better than belts. You can get exactly where you want it, and it just stays there. I think that's great. I got the hat. I got the beard. The beard used to be a little bit longer when I was in college, and I didn't have the mustache. And this local central Pennsylvania anthropology lesson is that Amish people consider mustaches to be military, so they don't wear mustaches. But so I get this Amish vibe. I give this Amish vibe to people, but it doesn't really help that I enjoy woodworking. I like woodworking. Mostly, I end up making furniture for my dogs. This is true. I made a bunk bed for my terrier. My dogs end up controlling a large portion of my life, as it turns out. Most people, of my age, single, they might have, a prophylactic device in their wallet. But I have one of these. So, in case I need one of those, I'm more likely to need to use one of these than one of the other things. It also doesn't help that, I also carry this thing around. This, for those of you who are not technological archaeologists, is a flip cell phone. It does not get on the internet. I cannot browse the web on this thing, but I keep it nonetheless. I'm also not a great driver. I really need some sort of, I need a left turn signal and right turn signal and brake lights and then a big sign in the back window of my car that says, sorry. I also enjoy bicycling, as many other Amish people do, and I think ultimately I should save a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to a horse. I think that would do me very well. I also not a huge fan of the big city. For me, Williamsport is pushing it. Just traffic and people and the noise and the crosswalks and stuff like that. I could never live in New York City unless I could get Woody Allen to direct. I think that would work out well. But and speaking of Woody Allen, I'm completely unjustified in using a lot of Yiddish words in just random conversation. I will not hesitate to say, schlep or schmutz, or call this my shtick, and stuff like that. And I don't know why I do that. I have no justification for it. I'm not Jewish either. I had somebody ask me just straight out, are you Jewish? And my response to that question was, no, but I have a lot of Jewish friends. And I realized that that's the standard response to, you're racist. I'm not racist. I have a lot of, but it seems fair to say, no, I'm not Jewish, but I know a lot of Jewish people. And anyway. I'm ultimately, give off all these Amish vibes, I'm not Amish. I am, however, a professional computer programmer. So, essentially eschewing all technology, giving up, moving to a farm, and tending to cattle all day, I see the appeal. After spending 8 hours standing at a desk, staring at a screen where absolutely nothing that you're trying to get done is happening, and just frustration, and if I dig a hole and put a plant in there, that's a fairly straightforward process. I can get behind that. I wonder, can you, convert to Amish? Can you, show up at a farm and say, can I talk to whoever's in charge here, and I would like to join your Amish house? I don't know how that works, but, it's, it's been a couple of weeks, but a couple of weeks ago I went to a friend of mine's wedding in the Outer Banks. And it was a little cold, but we hung out on the beach for a while, which is good timing, because, just got my beach body. Yeah, it turns out that you can still pay 19th century street urchins to sell you cadavers. So while I was there, I was getting all dressed up in a tuxedo and wearing contact lenses, and I usually don't wear contact lenses, so my vision's not quite 20/20. So we're driving down to the ceremony, and I look out the left window, and I see this big red and white sign that says, "Fish Retail Store." And it's worse because I misread it as fish rental store. So I'm just sort of imagining what that's like. I mean, it's like lots, big aisles with, the new releases and, the classics that you get for like $5 to $1. Like, you get out of there, you get out of there with 5 guppies, and you're entertained for the weekend. But you sort of think about it for a little longer, and in your modern video rental store, which, well, let me actually take a step back. There is no such thing as a modern video rental store anymore. For those of you who are possibly in here on a fake ID, there used to be this store where you would go in and buy these giant black plastic boxes on which was a video, and you put it into the thing and it would go, and then set it on fire or something like that. Those things never worked. But so in the fish rental store, there would be, this, in the video store, there'd be this sketchy thing in the back. It would say over 21 to enter. And so, obviously, the equivalent is, all the weird, sketchy fish, like piranhas, because you don't want kids wandering around with piranhas, and then, swordfish, and you hurt yourself, and then there's a joke about scrod in there somewhere. I'm not sure how that works. But then I realized that, video stores, that's completely obsolete. So obviously, what we need, and I'm going to make $1 million doing this, is Netflix for fish. You go online, you say, I want these 10 fish, and you get 2 of them in the mail, and then you send them back after a week, and that's a great. I think that's a great money-making idea. But then I realized that I don't know how many people use Netflix. Nobody uses Netflix on the mail anymore. So I think the obvious solution is you move on to streaming fish. Get
off the stage!
Thank you. I need to work on that a little bit. So, another interesting thing about me, besides the fact that I am not Amish, is that I am colorblind. Now, strictly speaking, I am red-green color deficient, to be pedantic about it, and being technically correct is the best kind of correct. But I am in fact colorblind, and Ben, the bartender, cannot smell. He is an asthmatic. I imagine that will come up later in somebody else's set, possibly. But so he can't smell. I can't see colors, and so we form 40% of some sort of minor sensorily inconvenienced Voltron, which is of course one job that me, being colorblind, cannot do, because there's a red Voltron and there's a green Voltron, and I would end up inevitably confusing them, and then it would just be awkward. I'd be in the red Voltron guy's Voltron, and I'd be sitting there and be like, dude, you're in my Voltron. And then we have to go. And I'm going to finish with a math joke. I actually have one this time. I need a slide rule from the audience. Really? Actually, I do have a math joke. Again, this is totally ripped off from the internet, but it's one of my favorite math jokes. A pure mathematician, a statistician, and a physicist are going hunting. They see a deer coming over the hill on the horizon, and the mathematician aims and takes a shot, and it goes left. The physicist takes a shot, and it goes right. And the statistician yells, "We got it!"